So Michael B. Jordan, oh my gosh, that man is flawless. Actor, physically he's flawless. He's just one glance, you can see the past in his eyes. And then Jonathan Majors. So I did loved him in this movie. Oh my gosh, he was amazing. I mean, he's so amazing. What a great.
I say, take your shirts off, you fall in love. We got to start pumping more iron, I guess.
I mean, yeah, when he did take his shirt off, it was pretty. The movie got just
yeah, it was all photoshopped, right? Apartment there near LSU, and I went out for a jog. I think it was the first jog of my life. I swear to God, because I was so inspired by the image of
Amateur Girl and Fanboy present the Big Bad Glass Movie Review. In what HBO show did Michael B. Jordan first appear in? Stick around until the end of the reel to find out.
Creed 3. Make sure you like and subscribe, because
all right,
we'd like to have as many people checking out our videos as possible. We'll tell you about if you haven't seen the movie yet, or if you've seen the movie and you want to kind of get some other insights into it. Amateur Girl and Fanboy will set you straight on it. So anyway, today Amateur Girl will talk about Creed 3, and then I will comment on her review.
Okay, great. So I went and saw this last night. I didn't want to go see it, and I'm glad that I did go see it. It was a really great film. I loved it so much. So Michael B. Jordan, oh my gosh, that man is flawless. Actor, physically he's flawless. He's just amazing. He makes the script come to life with one glance. You can see the past in his eyes. He's just a really great actor, and a director. So I think that this is Oscar worthy for him, for me. And then there's Tessa Thompson. They had such intense chemistry. She's so classy. She's like, gosh, she's amazing. I love her. And then Jonathan Majors. So I didn't like him in the previous film. Loved him in this movie. Oh my gosh, he was amazing. I mean, he's so amazing. What a great actor in this film.
Can I say something? As soon as they take their shirts off, you fall in love. I've got to start pumping more iron.
Pump that iron. Pump.
I mean, yeah, when he did take his shirt off, it was pretty. The movie got just
yeah, it was all photoshopped, right?
Was it?
I
don't want to believe it. Yeah, he was really good though. Like, what was Ant-Man? I didn't like him in that, but I loved him in this. So, and the script, you cared about these characters. I read that some people didn't like the length. They felt like it was rushed. I loved the length of the film. I thought it was just it wasn't too long, and I liked that. I think our attention spans are too short these days, so I thought it was a great length. The fight choreography was amazing. I saw that people didn't like the CGI. I actually loved it. You know, where is it CGI?
The surreal episode.
Yeah, I love that. So the surreal fight scene, I thought that was, for me, it was powerful. And then I will conclude that this was a powerful movie. I can't wait to see the next Creed, and I feel like they're setting up that little girl for 10 years from now to be in the ring. So I wish it's going to be sooner than later.
Interesting little girl, huh? She was very charismatic. Yeah. She had an old soul face.
Mm-hmm. So wish I could see her sooner than later in the ring. But you know, she's only 10, so that's going to be
they're going to be setting up. They're going to do a TV series also from Creed. So,
cool.
So I don't know if that's going to be with Michael B. Jordan, because he's very popular, right?
Yes, but I'm done.
They doing TV. Okay, well, I looked at it from the whole perspective. The boxing. The first boxing movie was 1894. Boxing and movies have been together since the very beginning. And why boxing versus football or baseball? I mean, there've been a lot of baseball movies. Why didn't they do baseball was around then. Why didn't they do a baseball movie in 1894? Maybe they did, and I just didn't see that because I was looking over the list of boxing movies. But it seems like almost every year from 1894 to now, there's been a boxing movie of some sort, or many boxing movies in 1 year. Sometimes there was a short hiatus between 1957 and 1960. I think there was no boxing movies for some reason, and then from 62 to 68, or 60 to 68, or something like that. Maybe it was 62 to 68. There were no boxing movies, and I attribute that maybe as a Vietnam War. You know, nobody wants to see people getting beat up when you're thinking about going out and dying. You know, you know, it's soon, right? So, so I don't know if that was it. You know, it was all about peace and love, right? When you're going to get shot. So, but then in the 70s, there was a slew of boxing movies, and then of course we come to Rocky.
Yeah.
No one knows, if you did not live during that time, 1976. I remember I was at LSU in Baton Rouge. I got my date, got my tickets. It was already hyped up. I was Friday night, opening night of Rocky in Baton Rouge. The theater was packed. I mean, we were looking forward to this movie. And we were not, and everybody loved it. I mean, loved this movie. I mean, Rocky was a huge hit, and the love for that movie was unbelievable. You know, then it won the Best Picture, right? You know, Stallone and Rocky kind of go together because it's the success story of both of them. I mean, Stallone was nobody. He was just some overweight looking dude. If you look at the old Rocky, he's a little bit overweight, and he's not in the greatest shape like he is now as an old man, right? And you know, that came with all his money. So Rocky was an incredible success. I mean, I think I attribute it to was here I'm talking about Rocky instead of, but you know, Creed and Rocky are because he fights Apollo Creed and Rocky, you know, the original Rocky. And you know, they're interlinked in many, many ways. So I think the reason Rocky was so successful because we had just come out of the Vietnam War. We had just got over the Nixon Watergate scandals. And now we finally saw a movie that made us feel good about being Americans again. And it, you know, and you just really can't. If you watch and then there was the parade of sequels, right? One after another, 2, 3, 4, 5, on and on. And then we get to Creed. So I mean, they've tried to recapture that moment of the original Rocky in '76. It just hasn't been done yet, you know, because it was amazing, and they keep trying to, but they do try to keep that spirit. I enjoyed Creed 3. I thought it was. I did have a question mark about the surrealistic sequence. I don't know if that was his attempt to be a director, be Fellini or something like that. He's watched too many Fellini movies where they do the surreal sequences, right? But then I guess, you know, if people aren't aware of all these things, to them, for you, it worked, right? It was good, and so and Jonathan Majors was you couldn't figure this guy out. He seems like such a nasty character, but then again, he's his and that, you know, I haven't seen Creed 1 and 2 in a while, so I was curious. I don't know, how does Apollo Creed's kid, who's got evidently the widow must have got some money, right, end up in a group home? You know, that I don't know if that the 1 and 2 show, you know, explain all that.
I don't remember.
I don't know. It just seems odd, right? They ends up kind of like in this, you know, ghetto situation, like, you know, running around with this thug, right? And I saw it in IMAX, and you know, and the only body fluids they had was sweat. It was pouring, and like you could see it just, you know, the little drops going everywhere because, you know, on the giant screen and everything. So it was a good experience. I enjoyed the movie. As far as a big bad glass review, I'm gonna give it about 80%. I take off for I don't know, just it wasn't, you know, the original Rocky, which like I said, if you had never lived through that time, you can't imagine what that was like.
No,
to see the first Rocky. But I evidently, you know, it's such a popular, you know, the whole franchise is so popular that it'll just I'm sure it'll keep going on for years and years, right? But and as far as your review, you go 100%.
Well, I have a question. You got emotional earlier about America.
About Rocky. Well, I had not thought about Rocky in a long time, to tell you the truth. And I don't know if I had just gone to see Creed 3 and just left it at that and just going, oh, that was an okay movie. But I went back because we're doing this little video and stuff. I started really thinking about it, and I thought back to Rocky, and I go, oh yeah, I remember that night. I remember the excitement, and then just and why is that? And I just started thinking about history, and I said, that's really what it was. The Vietnam War had finally ended. Then we got over the Nixon thing, and people are not feeling great about being American. And the very beginning with those trumpets, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
From the beginning. I got up out of my little apartment near LSU, right? And I went out for a jog. It was the first jog of my life. I swear to God, because I was so inspired by the image of da, 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 da. and I took up jogging, and I didn't quit for years and years. I ran for forever. But it was Rocky that inspired me originally, because it was just such an inspirational movie, right? But maybe somebody will come up with that inspirational film that'll make us all feel good about being Americans again. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but one can only hope. So anything else about Creed 3?
No, I'm officially done.
Okay. That was Amateur Girl and Fanboy talking about Creed 3 and signing out.
Michael B. Jordan's breakout role was playing Wallace on the HBO show The Wire.
Not too many syllables.
I got lightheaded there. Hey, look, listen, I still got the eye of the tiger, you know that.
Look, Rocky, you got the eye of a tiger and the IQ of a lima bean. You're not going to be fighting a man tonight. You'll be fighting an animal.
Animals don't scare me.
Yeah? Well, this one will.